Hey everybody, so yesterday we went over the patch preview part 1. That was before the actual numbers were there. Now here in part 2 we have the actual numbers. We have stats to put to the changes. We have things we can observe. I don't know if this is a joke or if I'm just describing things, but basically we can now see the patch changes coming out. Now these obviously will not be live for a week, so they won't be live for a week. In addition, many of these changes might not occur or might occur at a later date or anything like that. Always remember to look at the actual patch notes. I can see you guys. So many of you guys watch the previews, you don't actually watch the patch notes themselves, do you? No, you do not. And then what do I get? Messages. How come X change isn't in the game? You said it was going to be there. And I say, well, it was in the preview, but it wasn't in the live version. So obviously it didn't hit you. And you didn't watch because you are lazy. This has been a very long introduction. I'm sure you guys are used to my very long introductions. This is not done to make the video longer. This is just because I'd like to hear the sound of my own voice. I have a pleasurable, whatever my voice sounds like. It sounds great to me. So as always, you can put me on a second monitor. You can watch me. I will try to, of course, give you that visual titillation that I know you guys enjoy. But if I can't keep it up for you guys, well, you know, you can just put me in and just listen to me. You don't gotta watch me, okay? Cropped out the bottom of the patch preview yesterday, which missed fighter item changes. We're continuing to move Xerath Lux into mid. Fighter item changes add durability to these champions to allow them to soak damage a bit more, rather than one-shot people more. So, of course, these changes include the fighter item changes, buffs, we should call it that, the fighter item buffs, and the adjustments to fighters to try to push them more into building bruiser items and less into building funny one-shot builds. Will it succeed? What will happen in this patch? Well, let's go through it right now. I'm going to be blunt. Yeah, you guys are going to have to wait and see on some of this stuff, okay? So, going top to bottom, Elise is one of the champions being buffed. They're going to give her more damage in her spider form, more healing in her spider form, and that's it. Then she's also going to get more stun duration at rank 5. So Elise will stun you more. This is good because RIOT has nerfed all tenacity in the game. So now after I'm stunned by Elise in one shot, I can think to myself, by God, my tenacity from my Sterix gauge is now affecting my dead corpse. So, there you go. Mega Gnar is getting 20 more damage on Mega Q base damage, and Mega W base damage is going up by 10. RIOT has, of course, seen that they missed one. There was one ranged top liner that they did not buff into being horribly overpowered and very, very frustrating and very, very annoying. There was one that they hadn't done that for, so they had to go back and ruin my day by making even Mega Gnar stronger. Lux mid is, of course, being buffed, I think. I don't really know. Her base mana regen is down. Her passive damage is up. Her Q cooldown is being changed again. Instead of being 11 flat, it's 11 to 9. Her E damage is going down by 5. So I think this is probably a buff. Probably. I mean, she's getting more passive damage. She's getting more Q cooldown, but she's losing a little bit of mana regen. I'm sure this helps Lux mid, probably. I mean, it nerfs Lux support, maybe? I'm not really sure. Anyway, there we go. Orianna growth, Orianna health growth is up by 5 more health per level, and then of course more damage, because what is a buff without more damage? Currently, I made this joke on the last patch note. I'll probably go over it when I actually do the patch notes, but do note how many of these buffs are just damage. So Orianna now does more damage with her W. The exact numbers don't matter, you guys just know more damage. Samira, they're intending to give her health back. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna go look. Did they nerf Samira's base health the other day? Because I swear they did, and now I don't remember. Did they nerf Samira's base HP? No, or maybe I'm crazy. Did they? Maybe at some point. I can't remember. Anyway, Samira gets 30 more base health. This is presumably to allow Samira to not die to 30 more HP. I'm a funny guy. Twisted Fate's Q AP ratio is going up because Twisted Fate's AP ratios are miserably bad, and Riot wants Twisted Fate to actually be able to scale. I want Twisted Fate to go away forever and never exist. We seem to be at a crossroads because Riot is not willing to retcon Twisted Fate out of League of Legends. Speaking of champions, I want retconned out of League of Legends, Tryndamere. Tryndamere's attack range is going from 125 to 175 in one of the greatest, oh my god, I can't believe they're actually doing this, changes of all time. Oh my god, I can't believe they're actually doing this. This is really dumb. This is really dumb. This is really dumb. This is actually really, really dumb, right? Why not start at like 150 to like ease him into being able to auto attack more? But 175, right? You do realize 175 means that Juggernauts can no longer try to poke him, right? This does mean he can now attack across turrets, right? Like, I know in your guys' mind, in like your Riot-y mind, you're thinking like, more range, more fun, but like, this is an actually extremely significant buff that will make this champion way stronger than you could possibly imagine. I beg you reconsider this. Maybe to like 150 tops, and even then that's a terrible idea. Do not buff Tryndamere in this way. I assure you this is a terrible decision, right? Vex is getting, wow, more damage. That's right, more damage on her Q. She is getting her W cooldown reduced from 20 to 12 to 16 to 12. So her W, which is one of her abilities, I assure you, her W will have a lower cooldown early game. Her R ping now mentions any champions that are in range of it, which is very important. It is quite frequent that I ping Vex's ultimate to see if any enemy champions are in range. So this is a very important buff. Zoe's health regen is going up because Zoe was extremely powerful early game. Zoe's E sleep duration is going up because all tenacity in the game has been nerfed. As I get one shot through my Sterix gauge by Zoe, I will think to myself, aha, but that second bubble will have reduced effect. My dead body will have tenacity. Thank you, Riot. You're always thinking of me. And then E magic resistance reduction is going from 20 to 30% to 30%. Good. Zoe will have more health regen, more magic pen, and more CC. Thank you, Riot. You are always a joy. You're something. I don't know what you are, but you're something, Riot. Kayn, WAD ratio is down from 1.3 AD to 1.1. This is a significant nerf to red and blue Kayn, and Kayn in general. Kayn can't believe it. But seriously, good nerfs. Let's get more nerfs to jungle in here. Speaking of more nerfs to jungle, Kha'Zix's QAD ratio from 1.15 to 1.1. While not that significant, you have to remember his Q gets bonus damage whenever you are isolated. So it amplifies its damage. This will be a good, I think it doubles now, right? Doesn't it like double now? So, I mean, it's not like a rather significant. Is it enough? Probably not. Probably not. Kha'Zix is pretty goddamn broken. But, I mean, it does hurt his sustained damage for sure. A little bit, like a tiny bit. I'm going to ask a very insignificant amount. Kindred is getting less slow on her E from 50% to 30%. Which is neat, I guess. I mean, I don't really care. Does anyone care? Like, I don't know. She just kind of one-shots you. Oh, well. I mean, it's good. It means her ganks are weaker. I don't know. Then her E missing health damage is going from 8% flat to 5%. So maybe she won't hit like a Renekton early game. I know I keep using that joke, but it keeps being true. Does her damage ever get nerfed? No. Does she ever get balanced? No. She just keeps doing absolutely nutter butter damage. Just absolutely out of control damage. Just absolutely way too much damage. Kindred's problem is she does too much damage. She's too good early, mid, and late game. She's completely broken. Now, lest you think to yourself, Hashinshin, you're exaggerating. She's not that broken. No, I assure you, she has been this broken for so goddamn long. This broken. 53.94% win rate. Lest you believe this is just one patch she's been broken on. Last patch, it was 53.63%. The patch before that, it was 53%. It's pretty goddamn clear. Kindred is really overpowered. I beg, Riot, please actually nerf Kindred. I don't know who is forcing you to not nerf Kindred, but there has to be a reason that you are not nerfing this champion. And I will, of course, get an independent investigator, and I will find out who has dirt on you, Riot. Who is keeping you from nerfing this champion for real? Neferi is getting nerfed. I'm not going to read all that. Come back to the actual patch notes. I'll read all that. I'm sorry. Last time I said I was going to keep the video under 20 minutes. This video, I assure you, this one is going to be under 20 minutes, okay? I assure you it actually will be. There's no way this gets beyond 20 minutes. Like, there's not that much to go over, right? So, Neferi, nerf. I don't care. It's so many changes. Just nerfed. Zera support, nerfed. Base mana regen down, passive unit kill, cooldown restore, W mana cost up. Okay, so if Xerath kills minions, he gets his passive back quicker, but his base mana regen is down and his W mana cost is up. Xerath support seems to be doing quite good. Xerath everywhere seems to be doing quite good. His AP ratios have kind of power crept out of this world, and now he is a bit nutty buddy. Champion adjustments. Okay, this is where we get to the good, the bad, and the ugly. First, we have the pretty insignificant. AATROX's passive and W now deal magic damage. Yay! In the grand world of, wow, did that matter? That really seems to not matter. I'm gonna be blunt with you. I don't get it. I don't actually get it. This is it. Like, you guys put your thoughts together, you guys had a meeting, you guys like sat around a table, you all discussed things with each other, right? Everyone pitched in and you thought to yourself, this is it, this is the best we can do for AATROX. Man, I gave you guys so much gold yesterday and you just, somehow all that gold turned into shit and you threw it back in my face. So what are the most significant portions of this? One, his W will no longer stack Black Cleaver, which is actually a decently large nerf. Black Cleaver might actually leave his items at this point. I'm going to be blunt. He might not actually build Black Cleaver anymore. It does slightly, kind of, sort of allow him to build tanky now and not just stack Armor Pen. But like, it just feels like a big nerf to Armor Pen. It doesn't really feel like a big nerf, or sorry, buff to the champion. I mean, let's be honest, he does, like, if Duskblade and those sorts of items are no longer affecting him as much, he does need a buff. The only thing keeping him going right now is Duskblade. I mean, that's pretty clear, right? Like, to anyone who's paying attention to anything, it's like, when I look at AATROX, yeah, sure, he's got a low win rate, but that's fine. Arguably, that's fine. Like, it doesn't really matter. But like, the thing is, by the time you look at like Diamond 2+, the champion starts really struggling, and it's pretty clear that Duskblade carries the champion completely. So just me thinking this out loud, Riot, if we're nerfing his synergy with Armor Pen, and Armor Pen is his best way to be played, you know, and magic damage is better than physical, right? Like, I think we could all agree on that. Magic damage is better than physical. So it is a buff. You'll see later with the Gore Drinker changes. I think this will actually affect him. It's just like, wow, this is very uninspired. It's like someone threw me a birthday party, and that's nice. It's cool. I got a birthday party, but they brought out the cake, and it was just like, it was just like unfrosted bread. It's like, cool. It's nice bread. I appreciate the party, but wow, you guys did not really plan this, did you? You kind of did this last second. Okay. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. There's not much to talk about. Passive and W now deal magic damage. What am I going to do? Make a 30-minute video on that? There's not much to talk about. Black Cleaver on him is nerfed. There are some better build options I will go down over later, but wow, boring. Akshan, health growth up, armor growth up, attack growth down. Akshan and most ranged top laners have been bullying the shit out of melee after the nerfs to second wind and door and shield. So Riot is making them tankier and deal less damage late game. I don't really understand it. Does anyone understand it? They did this shit with Quinn. Blitzcrank, this is way too much shit to look at. I am sorry. Come back for the real patch notes. If you're offended at this, if you think to yourself, wow, Hashinshin, you're so mean. Why don't you read through them? Why don't you read through them? Go type in the comments. Go give me your thoughts in the comments. You do this, okay? You do this. You go read through a change and then another change and then know that a week later you're just going to have to do a patch video going through all these changes again. This is a lot of changes. I know. I could probably have read through all of them in the time it took me to complain about how long they are. I know. I could actually be done by now. I could actually have read through all the changes right now. I could have done it all. Will I? No. No, I will not, because now I'm too stubborn. Now I'm not going to go back and do it because I'm too stubborn to do it. I'm not going to do it because you'll win, and I'm not going to let you win. Commenters, chatters, all you people, I'm not going to let you win. Hecarim. Okay, this one is weird to me. I don't really understand. They call it an adjustment, but you'll see. So his base mana is down. Well, I mean, his level 1 mana is up. His mana per level is down. His mana regen is up. His Q mana cost is way down. His W mana cost is down. But then his W Omnivamp is going from 25% plus 2% per 100 bonus AD to 20% flat. So he's losing a significant chunk of Omnivamp to get reduced mana costs. I can't... Is this meant to make Hecarim top laneable? Is this meant to make Hecarim a top lane champion? Maybe. Okay, the only thing I can think of is this like, are you changing the Omnivamp from like only him to him and his team again, 20%? Or is it 20% for him and then 10% for his team? Because if it's a second, I don't really understand. I don't get it. If it was 20% for everyone again, that would at least be okay. It wouldn't be good, but it would be like, okay, I get what you're going for. I don't get what they're going for right now, though. I will be blunt. Quinn is getting 8 more health a level, but losing 20 damage on a rank 5 Q and 20 damage on a rank 5 E. Once again, I'm not really sure what we're going for here. 20 damage is not really that significant, but getting like nearly 100 health on an AD nearly 100 health on an AD carry is pretty significant. So I don't really know what we're going for here, right? I don't really know. Vi, in a change that actually seems to be thought out and not just thrown as a shitty birthday party, Vi is actually getting rather significant changes. Her passive is going from 10% to 12%. Her passive refund is going from 3 to 4. So Vi will get more shields more often, and those shields for more. Her E cooldown is going from 14 to 8 to 12 to 8. So she'll be able to pow more early game, which of course is always nice. But her ult damage is going down from 150 to 500 to 150 to 400, negative 100 at rank 5, and from 1.1 bonus AD to 0.9 bonus AD, a rather pathetic showing, rather small, in fact. That punch will not be punching very hard. So, Vi, more shields, less damage. Xin Xiao is getting buffed, kind of. Instead of a flat amount of healing, like instead of a flat amount of healing, he now heals based on his base health, 3 to 4% max HP, which is good, I guess. Basically, they were commenting that he basically gets absolutely no healing right now, which is true. He basically doesn't heal. 3 to 4% though is not really that significant, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. How about we kick that up a notch? We just take that up there, you know? How about instead of 3 to 4%, Riot, 1, 6, 11? How about me and you, Riot? Let's go. Let's see what we can do. We make it 3, 4, 5, 6% max HP, and we add a level 16 scaling in there. That's right. Instead of 3 to 4%, let's bump that up. Let's go straight 3 to 6%. Let's do it, Riot. Me and you, let's take this up. Let's go up. More healing makes this game more fun. You know I'm right. You all know I'm right. More healing equals more fun. System buffs. Okay, so Gore Drinker will no longer build out of a Warhammer, but will now build out of a Phage, which I'm going to be blunt with you. I'm not really sure is the biggest buff in the world, but it does mean that Gore Drinker, so the problem is they nerfed the amount of healing Phage gives you back when they did the item update. And Phage went from, oh yeah, sometimes it matters, to it kind of doesn't right now matter. It 1.6%. It used to be 2% health healing. Now it's 1.6%. So I'm not sure this is actually the big buff Riot thinks it is. But okay, I'll look past it, whatever. But then the big thing is Gore Drinker's health is going from 300 to 400. So it's just gaining an extra 100 HP. Now that is rather, in my opinion, significant. That is actually a good deal right there. A good deal. Also, Immortal Shield will get buffed early game. Literally, who gives a shit? Stridebreaker, likewise, is also gaining HP from 300 to 375. They didn't want to make it a cool 400 because Riot hates numbers and they just want to kill everyone with OCD. They actually want them to die, which I found surprising, but that was actually written. I'm not going to show you. I don't need to show you because you will just blindly believe me. But Riot actually did tweet out. They said, I hope everyone who builds Stridebreaker and has OCD literally dies. So they're leaving it at 375 HP. Yep. That's not a typo. That's just actually what they're doing. So Gore Drinker, good buffs, good buffs, good buffs. I'm just a little bit unsure about the Phage at this point, but okay. I mean, okay, I guess. It's a little bit awkward of a build path is its only problem, because here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. The people who actually like what's the right way to put this? So you could go whip if you're short range, but not every bruiser is short range. It's like one of the issues, right? Like not every bruiser is playing like a short range bruiser, right? So like it kind of sucks to build whip, and then you build Phage, which is more for your long range. But if you're going for long range, it kind of sucks now that you can't get, you know, your early 20 ability haste. I feel like the problem is whip is kind of not that great of an item. Let's be blunt. And I feel like Phage is also kind of as well. Let's be blunt on that one. I think Phage would be better if it was like 150 HP and like 20 damage. That'd probably be better. That's just my opinion. Or you could give it its healing back, put it back to 2% health healing. Because like, I'm going to be blunt, I just don't think the healing is rather significant. I don't think the healing really does much of anything. Bloodthirster, instead of giving its damage at 50% health and above, will give its damage at 70% health and above. AD carries continue to be the worst at predicting what items will be good ever. They are literally the worst at it. They suck really bad. They are bad at everything they've ever done in their entire life. Future Market is getting nerfed, so early game you can go into less debt. Riot is trying to save college students from going into mega debt way too early in their life. I believe this is done because mages were using it to get Lost Chapter really, really, really fast, which I believe there is a note written here saying, when mages can get infinite mana at like 5 minutes in the game, that kind of sucks. I wonder who put that there. Static Shiv is also being nerfed from a 30% AP ratio to a 15% AP ratio. Finally, Riot is admit, hey guys, maybe LeBlanc shouldn't be chain wave clearing while running people down with a weird AD item. Riot Freak is noted as saying, guys, trust me, an AP ratio on Static Shiv was like a really smart idea. Trust me. Now we have system adjustments. Oh my god. I'm like nearly hiccuping. Okay. The rounding on Ketchup XP has been reduced. Instead of Ketchup XP basically always being available all the time, it won't. That's effectively what this change means. I am hiccuping now. So Ketchup XP has been nerfed. I made fun of it so many times. I'm just going to hiccup for the rest of this video. You can't stop me. It's just going to have to be here. I'm not going to go get a drink and make you guys, wait around. So basically, Ketchup XP is no longer always available, and hopefully jungles can actually like fall behind noticeably and not just level 3 spam gank into Ketchup XP. Like at this point, I literally don't even make fun of it because it's just kind of become like a fact of my life. Jungle will literally never fall off no matter how much they're stupid. It's still pretty much true, but it's not entirely true now. Dragon now displays a patience bar. Cool. Awesome. Duskblade, no longer invulnerable to damage while untargetable. Okay. That means things like Ignite, Malzahar AIDS, Karth Assault will now actually deal damage to people in Duskblade's invulnerable. Which I actually thought worked like that. They said it did. Now it works like that again, even though it didn't. So, cool, I guess. Basically, in other words, Duskblade now works as intended, I guess. Spirit Ocean. Okay, so Spirit Ocean. Okay. This item has failed to really see anyone using it because they tried to push it way too hard on the champions building pure damage. Not every champion built pure damage. I was really excited when this item was first released because I saw it and I thought, oh my god, this might be good on Juggernauts. It was not good on Juggernauts because, unfortunately, it was way too balanced on, well, basically building a shitload of damage. And that's how you get the ability haste. So they're changing it now. Instead of 350 HP, it will have 500. Instead of 65 damage, it will have 60. Now, that's not the biggest buff in the world. I think I actually mathed it out. It is still, base stats alone, that is still an increase of like 200 gold. So that's pretty good. It's not like, oh my god, this breaks the game, but like it's pretty good. People kind of undervalue how much 5 damage is worth. 5 damage is actually pretty good, right? Like, we've seen items like Black Claver go up just because they got like 5 damage and 50 HP, right? So, Spirit Ocean's going up 150 HP, which means that this item should finally actually be buildable on champions like Olaf and Darius, who I think it was basically intended for. They just fucked up the balance and it was never buildable on them. Then the passive itself, instead of being 8, is now 16 ability haste. Basically, I'll just read this. It's buffed until 200 bonus AD. If you're below 200 bonus AD, Spirit Ocean's ability haste is better. If you're above 200 bonus AD, it's weaker. Do you get it? So now if you do something like Stride Breaker into Spirit Ocean into tank items, as like Darius or something like that, it now is stronger. If you do something like Olaf, where you do like, well, I don't even know. I mean, most champions can get to 200 bonus AD. The big thing now is the health. It has more health, which makes it stronger at having more health. It will be healthier. I think the Spirit Ocean, I think the Dragon Force passive is being nerfed a little bit for sure. Because like all you need is like Stride Breaker, Spirit Ocean, and Sterix alone bring you to 200 bonus AD, right? So like that passive change is not really that big a deal. It's not the big buff. I mean, it's better if you rush it second, I guess. Basically, I think the big thing is because you get more movement speed the lower on health you are with Spirit Ocean. So I think it was always intended for champions like Set, Darius, Olaf to be able to use this item to like stay in range and in fights. It was just so bad on them that they never went with it. Is this what Set needs to go late game? Maybe. Probably not, but we'll see. And either way, Gore Drinker buff, Stride Breaker buff, Spirit Ocean buff. This means that AATROX will likely have a viable Gore Drinker build path now. And not just viable because you really want to do it, but viable as in it might actually be good now. We'll see. I got high hopes for my friend AATROX here. Pew pew. I actually do. I was looking at the stats. I think Gore Drinker might finally edge out, and maybe hypothetically a Gore Drinker build could actually be equal to a Duskblade build on AATROX after these changes. This also obviously definitely helps champions like Garen, Set, Darius, etc. Set also sees pretty big ups here. Set really likes Gore Drinker. It's like his sexual desire, health, and damage on one item, and healing at low HP. By God. Gore Drinker, especially Set that goes Gore Drinker, maybe into Spirit Ocean. You know, what can we do there? Maybe we can do something here, right? Ooh. So we'll see what happens when this patch goes live. I've got high hopes for it. I think this might actually be good. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate everybody. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave me your thoughts, subscribe to my Patreon, become a member, give me money. That's it. There's no meme here. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody.